Ho, ho, ho. Merry Christmas and welcome to the Hallmarkies podcast. And we're really excited. We are starting Hallmark Countdown to Christmas recaps. Yay!
Yay!
The first weekend has come and gone, and we are here to recap a Royal Montana Christmas and a Christmas Angel match. This is the first two movies of the Hallmark Countdown to Christmas season. And that's always a lot of fun when it gets started. And I am film critic Rachel Wagner, and Terry's here.
Hi.
How are you doing?
Pretty good.
Pretty good. Merry Christmas in October.
Merry Christmas in October before Halloween.
Yes.
This is the season.
Now, I think we are going to have very different takes on these two films.
We are.
I feel like this is actually a really solid start.
I'll agree with you on that. I do think it was a good start to the season overall. Like they picked some catchy movies and actors that fans really like to like start off the season. So I think in that aspect they did it strong. I just wish Hallmark was promoting this because crickets.
Yeah. That's true.
You know?
That's true. I don't know what's
a couple of videos on Instagram and like a picture post with like 2 pictures on Facebook is all you get.
That's true. That's a good point.
It's so weird to me.
Sometimes I think some of the other networks are promoting their content more.
They are, and I don't know if it's because like they can't afford to pay the interns or whatever.
Yeah.
But I do think that, ratings are kind of low. People are watching all different ways, whether they're streaming, whether they're seeing it sometime later. There's all these different options. So traditional ratings don't really count or reflect everything. But I do think, like, don't take your audience for granted. Put an effort in to show that you appreciate your audience. And people might think, oh, that's a tweet or a post. Like, people are like, oh, that's nothing. But it does show that at least you're trying to engage with your fan base.
I agree. And I do appreciate that Fiona was active on
that was
Twitter,
nice,
during her movie. There's not that many of the stars that live tweet anymore, but she was on. And because I had Caroline was kind enough to live tweet the premiere of Royal Montana Christmas, and Fiona was on commenting, liking, things like that. So cool, that at least some engagement, whether that was driven
she's by promoting her movie, which is nice. Whether that knows people are gonna watch it.
Yeah, whether it was individual on her part or asked for.
It was probably more on her part. She's also an executive producer on that, so I'm sure she was like, I want to get this engagement and thank everybody for watching.
Yeah. But I just think both of these movies were very, in my opinion, very entertaining. And I think that if you sit down and want to watch a Hallmark Christmas movie, like both of these are fill the bill, I'm not
one of them filled the bill. I agree.
I'm not sitting here saying there's like
I agree.
My favorites ever or anything like that. But they've certainly had way worse opening weekends. Let's put it that way.
Oh, for sure. On that aspect, I completely agree. I think they started off well.
So it's going to be fun to talk about it. And of course, we want to hear your thoughts if you're listening, what you think of both of the films, how you think it compared to other opening weekends. I was thinking about it. I think we did a ranking. One of our early ranking videos was the first movie for Christmas. Mm-hmm. That would be fun to revisit.
Oh yeah.
I
think 2 years have passed since that.
Yeah. So it'd be interesting to take another crack at it.
Ho ho ho. We'd like to take a second and thank our sponsor for this episode of the podcast. It's the Hallmarkies Patreon.
Do you love Hallmarkies podcast, especially at Christmas?
Do you enjoy the holiday previews, recaps, interviews, and bonus episodes?
If the answer is yes, please consider supporting the Hallmarkies Patreon. We need your help to do what we do both during the Christmas season and all year round.
But not only do you help a podcast led by strong, independent women by becoming a Patreon, you get to become a part of the Hallmarkies family.
Starting at only $2 a month as a patron, you will have access to our Facebook Patreon group where we talk about the movies, shows, and more all year.
We also have many monthly patron watch-alongs with guests like Lacey Chabert, Natalie Hall, Paul Campbell, Mary Lou Henner, and more, giving their behind-the-scenes details of their films.
As a patron, you also have the chance to provide input into the podcast and even join us at different tiers.
So this Christmas season, spread some cheer to the Hallmarkies Patreon and become a member today. You won't regret it.
Go to patreon.com/Hallmarkies to learn more.
That's patreon.com/Hallmarkies.
Okay, we have a Royal Montana Christmas, and Princess Victoria of Zelarnia is ready for a change of pace, looking to decompress in the days leading up to Christmas. She decides to take a vacation to Peaceful Pines Ranch in Montana. This is director Peter Benson, a writer Mark Farmaglietti, and Michael Tesla, and of course stars Fiona Gubelman and Warren Christie. And what were your overall feelings about this film?
Warren Christie is hot.
He is very
that's positive.
okay. I mean, you are a big fan of the royal movies, but there's a particular brand of royal movie that you don't like.
I don't know. Can we get into like spoilers or no?
Yeah. Okay,
I'm just going to assume. Yeah, I'm assuming that people watch. I'm sorry to anybody who hasn't yet. Yeah, because sometimes I listen to stuff before I even see something. So
yeah.
But I don't like it when they give up the crown.
Yeah.
Because it's never for anything really that good.
Mm-hmm.
And like, I'm sorry, a man in a ranch. She's a future queen, and I'm gonna give it up to muck the stalls with Warren Christie's pretty hot, but like, is that forever love? I don't buy it. I think that's like 5 years and she's regretting it. And Rachel, who goes on vacation to work? Okay, that's all I'm gonna say.
I mean, I agree that is.
I know that
is a cringe element. It's not as big of a deal breaker to me as it is for you, because if the chemistry's there, I can still sort of have.
I mean, I think
the escapism of it, because I mean, I'm not taking any of these movies as like gritty realism. So I mean,
no, that's true. It depends on the situation, I think. Like, if you're a minor royal and you're giving up, and sometimes they've done this exact same storyline, like, better, throughout the years in all these royal movies. But I feel like they don't know or understand the true fairy tale aspect of a story like this. And maybe I'm being very traditional in the thought of a fairy tale in my mind. But like,
well, no, I mean, everybody has like little things that turn them off. Like in the that Christmas Castle one, when she leaves without saying goodbye and leaving a note or anything. I'm like, that is so mean. So like, that's a deal. That was something that was a real barrier for me in enjoying the escapism of that movie, where other people that wouldn't bother them. They'd be like, what's
right. No, yeah. I mean, yeah, it's like,
so we all have those things.
Yeah, this movie drove me nuts, and maybe I should have watched it in the middle of the night, but well, man, I had to go have a lie down because I was pressed afterwards.
I mean, I get it. There were a couple things that to me elevated it, and that
it had moments.
It didn't bother me too much, the ridiculous ending, because I mean, she really, like, it's one thing if they had made his career something that if he was, I don't know, like mayor or something, like it had like a position where he was in authority, or like he had a family that was there. No, this is an unemployed former athlete. Like, there is absolutely no
failure
reason,
too. Yeah,
there's absolutely no reason why he couldn't go to Zelarnia.
I would have liked it had the ending still been the same but different. Had his family go there and try to fight for her, go try to make however it turns out work. I would have loved it if he showed up for that last candle lighting ceremony and had been like, let's try to make this work. And she would have been like, I'm really thinking about it, and here's my decision. Instead, she comes to him. He never bothers to chase her.
Yeah,
And
that's fair.
but also it's a very grown-up relationship because nobody's mad at each other. They're not they know that they have a
Yeah.
difficulty to make this work. It's a very grown-up appeal. Nobody's acting childish. Nobody's upset because somebody didn't tell them they were royal. They're like, okay,
Yeah, yeah,
cool, I
that's what
get
I
it.
do think made me
Makes
more
it different.
forgiving. It
Yeah.
made me more forgiving the fact that I do think they had really nice chemistry. I thought Fiona was very good at this, and also the fact they didn't do the "how could you lie to me" and
Exactly. Like it's a
not
different
tell me that
approach to
you're
it,
a
which I
princess and I also thought that her assistant was pretty funny.
he was funny. Like he was the best part for me. Like as
Yeah,
but I really that I appreciated. It was more of a
it
positive look on that because
yeah it
and
was
even when
the
they parted, they were like, I don't know if this is gonna work, but it was on sort of good terms. I just wished he chased her. Like put an effort in my man.
yeah I
Because
can
I didn't buy
agree.
their chemistry that much. I just here's another
I
aspect of the movie I didn't like. I like at first all the promos were like he's gonna make her work, and she did a little bit, but the majority of the movie is her planning a party. And I'm like, oh,
yeah.
please, this is a planning party movie. Like, no, oh. And it drove me mad. Even,
Uh-huh.
like, oh, I'm gonna put on
Yeah,
this.
I mean the party planning element is kind of tired, but it was all tied back to her memories with her dad. So there was like
True.
a little bit of a sweetness to it that I again that like for everything that it did wrong, it would do something that would kind of win me over
Hmm. Oh,
and then
I'm in the minority, Rachel. I know going into this, people are like grabbing their pearls. Well, I'd like to think people are dramatically clutching their pearls over my not
yeah.
liking this.
Don't be
Um,
upset.
Don't be upset. No, I know that I'm in the minority. I absolutely know it. I
uh-huh.
knew it the minute I started watching it and I frowned. I was like, I'm in the minority. I know it. I know. I'm also
The
in the minority on the Barcelona movies. So, guys, it's been
yeah,
a year for
yeah.
me, but I'm gonna die on this hill.
I have the right opinion on the Barcelona movies. We know that.
Oh gosh,
The
no.
thing
I
is,
had one other person who agreed with me, and that was it.
oh,
And so I know that, I know that I'm going to be in the minority of this movie, but it
well,
was just
one thing that was
frustrated
strange
me.
is that if this is their tradition to do the Advent candles, wouldn't she know what's going on? Wouldn't she? She was acting like she had never seen this ceremony before. Wouldn't this be an annual event
She
that
was very ill prepared for somebody who is the heir and probably had been doing this
yeah,
her
it
whole
was like she
entire
had never seen it
life.
before, and I'm like, that's weird. But the lighting of the candles, not calendar, Advent candles is a real thing.
Hmm.
And it has they had the right meanings behind each candle. So
Yeah,
you
yes, they
have
did.
first Sunday is considered the prophecy candle, and it is for hope, to symbolize hope.
Hmm.
Then the second Sunday candle is the Bethlehem candle, and it is for peace. And the third one is the shepherd's candle, and it's for joy. And the fourth one is the angel's candle, and it's for love.
Yeah,
So that's sweet and really
that's why her
fit,
decision.
a Hallmark movie
Yeah,
to have the candle be for love.
and they were all white candles though. So,
Yeah, because evidently you're supposed to do the first two are supposed to be purple,
yeah.
and
So, well,
then the third one is pink.
yeah. So,
Um,
like, that's easy to forgive. You're like, but at least they were showing. So could that sort of
yeah.
many people do that. I do that. So
Oh,
they were.
do you do
Yeah, we do that.
Advent candles?
Hmm. And I was like, I could forgive them all being the same
Uh,
color. It doesn't matter. But yeah, so I kind of like that they added in, and like I said, there's
it,
aspects of this movie that work, and then there are aspects that made me frown. And I think
uh,
maybe if it wasn't a party planning movie, maybe if he had come to her, I wish he had come to her, but
yeah, I
he's
can see that. I mean, is that a Catholic tradition?
uh
Advent candles?
we do it, yes, but
Okay.
I think other people, I'm going to be honest with you, I've never really looked into it outside of who else does it because I've just grown up with it. So it's
Yeah.
just something that I'm very used to. But I do think, you know what? I feel kind of foolish not knowing it, but I do believe that other people might do it as well.
Yeah. So, but I would think that she would know about this and she would have
Yeah, she
seen
would.
it. And
I know she must have been doing this like they must have always been doing it as a family if it's such traditional. But it's just to
yeah,
show she's overwhelmed. But this
I
movie had
liked,
solid tiaras though.
yeah, I especially loved the cranberry one at the
Yeah,
end.
so
I thought that
like
was so
good
pretty.
work to the costume department. You did not buy them at Walmart for toddlers.
I loved her final red dress in Zolarnia. That was beautiful and she looked
Yeah.
gorgeous. Her dress at the dance, at the farmer's dance, I
Yeah,
did
they were
not
both
love.
cute. No, I mean,
I didn't love that one. It
that
looked
was a
like
bad color.
it
Maybe
was
the
like
ruffles were
red
too much.
doilies. It was like
Yes,
red
yes, that's
doilies.
it. She looked like a
It was weird. I
Yeah,
didn't
no,
like
the
it.
red dress, you're right, at the end, that one was really pretty.
Yeah.
And even the first dress she wore, like that black one, she looked like really nice.
Yeah. I mean, and that's a
And
big key to these princess movies is you got to have
yes,
a good
just
dress moment, and a lot of times they fall short on that with
how much more
Hallmark.
swoony would have been with her in that red, in the gown at the end with her tiara, and he
Yeah,
comes
if
in
he had
going,
been
"Let's try
there.
to make this work," instead of them kissing in a barn in front of a
I
horse.
do agree. Him coming back would have been the better play.
Yeah, it would
I
have been a
do.
better
I
play.
think that would have been the better
I
play.
mean, because he could have
But
been like, I don't care how this works out if we do it long distance. Let's try to make it work. And then
yeah,
her eventually coming to, no, I think this is the right decision for me. I would have
I
loved that. Instead, she just chases him.
I like the fact that they didn't make her mother like a shrew, like
No.
difficult, like she was very supportive. Sure, you want to go to the ranch. Sure, you want to oh, you're going to do this dance. You're going to like so everybody in her life was pretty supportive and
Pretty
kind,
positive, yeah, which is
positive. Yeah.
surprising.
Yeah.
No, but this is how you always know they're going to give up their titles. When they have a sibling who's better at the job than they are. That is a
I mean,
clear sign.
does it go all the way back to like King George and what's his name that abdicated
Oh, when
in
he married Wallace Simpson?
yeah, Walt
Yeah.
Simpson. I guess it goes all the way back to that to
Many reasons why
story.
he had to abdicate. I mean, it turned into like the PR, the greatest love story, and they were
Uh-huh.
married until he died.
Yeah.
But like there were
And
plenty of reasons they wanted to get rid of him as well.
and then well, I mean, it's such a blessing too that he did because George was such a better uh he was I think a better leader to get them through the war and everything and then of course
Yeah,
Elizabeth and everybody
it worked out in the end.
yeah, it worked out in the end. And then of course we have Harry and Meghan, which
Guys, I'm gonna be honest with you right now. Megan ain't,
no, I
cleaning out
mean
stalls. She didn't.
what a disappointment she's turned out to be. I'm sorry, all the Meghan Markle fans. Um,
We might get some hate, Rachel. I feel
listening.
the same way.
I know, but
Listen, they ain't living on a ranch. They ain't working.
no.
Montecito is bigger than the cottage they were living at in England. And they were part of the royal family at that time. They had more bathrooms
Mm.
and bedrooms than they did when they were living in their cottage. Uh,
So yeah, but I don't know. I thought it was a pleasant movie. I enjoyed it. Like I said, I thought they had pretty good chemistry, and I thought she
mm,
really sold it well. And just overall, it was just like a nice little movie. But I get it. It's certainly not perfect. Um,
I thought, well, I don't agree on the chemistry.
mhm.
I just wish they would have done. It's so weird to say. I wish they would have done more, but there's a time limit to this. But I kind of
Yeah.
just wish they had more swoony moments together. It's them kind of they're having fun
I
and
think
kind of
they had
flirting with them. But like it's
quite a
just like,
few
oh,
they had quite a few near kisses
they
and
did,
then
and
the
then
kisses were like,
great.
whoa.
And again, Warren Christie, super hot, so they did great on that department.
And there were
And
some good
but
lines. Like I liked the only ranch I'm acquainted with is ranch dressing. That's a
oh my
pretty
God,
good
but he was
line.
right though. Like it is like, yeah, what do I have to do here?
Yeah.
But.
Well, and then the assistant when he's like, I've had just about enough manual labor for the day.
I know. It's like I mean, he knew his true self,
Yeah.
and
I mean, the meet cute was kind of ridiculous. Like, why are those ornaments
on the street, bro, it's
in
your
the
fault.
street? Like
Yeah, it's
at a parking, like she was doing nothing wrong. How is she supposed to see them in her car to see a box? Like how in
yeah.
the world is she supposed to see that? So it was a ridiculous meet
And
cute,
you really
but
know she only had one day of hard labor, if you think about it, because the movie was like, yeah, he's gonna make her work, And she had one montage. Who wears white at a ranch? But anyway, she's royalty. But I mean,
yeah,
it's just, I don't know. It didn't fully work for me. I think if they would have made some tweaks, like maybe it wasn't a party planning movie. Because maybe if she helped him, because he had very low self-worth about himself because he failed at his career. And he
yeah,
really wanted to do, and he had to deal with that. He didn't,
yeah,
he felt like a failure to his parents and to everybody else. Maybe if she would have helped him, and she did in a sense, gain his self-worth back, and he chased after her at the end. I mean,
yeah.
I would have appreciated that. I did like the song they used in the movie, which I thought was a nice touch. Because it wasn't very Christmassy, but it was also Christmassy, but it was like, it was a good
Yeah,
moment.
it was an interesting song. I think I wrote
Yeah,
that
it was
down of
like an
like,
interesting touch that they did to the movie to make it different. But like, am I gonna watch this again? No.
I'd watch
But
this again. I thought it was
I know, right?
pleasant
I told you,
enough.
I'm in I know full well that I am in a minority. People are like, "What? That movie was good," because I've already seen it in Twitter. Delightful,
Like
wonderful, and
I
I was like, we didn't watch the
I
same thing.
I like that they were playing heads up with the Christmas characters. I'm like, I want that. I want that set. That
Oh,
was fun.
nuts. And you were all
With
right with that accent though? Because I got used to
Yeah,
it,
there
but
was a lot on Twitter about the accent. It was a little much, but yeah.
I kind of wish that she just didn't have one.
Yeah, because
Because it's a made up country. Who cares?
yeah,
Yeah,
exactly. I agree with you
you
there.
know.
I was trying to remember if in the I mean, I guess she wouldn't have had to have an accent for the other royal one she did because she was American.
No, she was from Jersey, and her parents sounded like they were
Yeah, yeah.
from New York.
That's right. I forgot
Yeah, so
that.
I got I actually love that one, Royally Ever After.
Uh-huh.
I do love that one. See, I'm not a Grinch on those.
So we get there for her first day, and her assistant. This was the weekend for charming assistants named Gabriel.
Yeah,
Both of
right?
them.
Yes,
That's Gabriel,
that's
and
true.
the he gets in the cold water. He's like, why is
Was there a bathtub here?
there?
That was
Yeah,
hysterical. I was
that was
funny.
funny.
I mean,
And she's going to be mucking up the stalls. And did you know that that's actually like a real term? Stall mucking is
yes.
like the what it's really called.
Hmm.
That so I looked it up, and that for stall mucking, that it's something that you have to do every day if you have a horse. And it's let's see here. Stalls should be mucked at least once a day, although twice a day is ideal if your horses are kept in for any part of the day.
Yep.
This usually takes about 15 minutes per horse in the morning and about 5 or 10 minutes in the evening. Mucking twice a day keeps your horse drier and cleaner, something owners that they want to see. Mucking twice a day will also cut your mucking time since you begin each session with a relatively cleaner stall.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
It's just like if you have any pet, you have to take care of them and clean after them.
Yeah.
You have
Yeah.
cats, you got to change the litter box. You have dogs, you got to let them out.
It's true.
It's
I just
just.
didn't know that it was actually called mucking,
Oh yeah, yeah.
that
I
was the
watched a lot.
official word.
I love westerns. I watch a lot of westerns. I knew that.
I should know that from watching Heartland, but I don't.
Yeah, but you're like, how authentic is any of this
Yeah.
really when you watch it at the end of the day, right? Yeah.
Which I recorded our episode on season 19, episodes 2 and 3 of Heartland this morning, so that will
Woo!
be out this week.
Wow.
So you all want
A
to
lot of horses this
yeah,
weekend for you.
it's really been a lot of ranching
There's a
for
lot
me.
of like ranching Christmas movies this year. I was When you look at all those titles, there's gonna be a lot of horses and cowboy hats.
So I don't know if this is a completely original story or if it's based on on a Harlequin. It feels like a Harlequin, doesn't it to you?
It didn't say in the credits because I looked, because it kind of does feel like a Harlequin, but it was accredited to no one.
Okay, because I don't know these. Let's see here. I'm seeing if there's any kind of book or anything.
Because Harlequin movies like to always state this is a Harlequin movie, which rarely gives on Lifetime.
Let's
On
see.
TV airs a lot of them, but
so I'm not seeing any book. If I look up Royal Montana Christmas, I'm not seeing any.
No, it's like
not seeing any books. So I don't think it is, but it really did feel like a romance novel. The way that it was set up, the way they did the kisses and the I don't know, just the way. Maybe it's because Warren Christie's like a soap opera guy. There was just a lot about this that felt kind of
sure, yeah,
Harlequin-y to me, which I'm not. I think that can be fun. Also,
not enough flannel either, Rachel. Come on,
where's
my flannel?
When she's learning how to lasso, and you get that like cozy.
That was a nice moment.
Like that.
I still had high hopes at that point. Because that was pretty early on. So they got that early on. I think that the meet cute was very stiff.
It was
running over.
It was a lame meet cute, but
yeah,
the fact that she's so good at games, like that was sort of sexy and that was fun. Like
that I agree. That's like darts. I'm still in at that point, but like let me plan your party. And I was like, I'm starting to feel it. I was starting to shake. And I was like, oh no.
So she finds out that there's problems with the firefighters. And so with their budget. And it's kind of funny that instead of just being like, I'm come from royalty, I'm going to,
let me give you a donation.
Fund to the firefighters. No, we're going to put on this elaborate dance.
She only did it because she wanted to redo what she did in her childhood, which was her greatest motivation.
And that's why I didn't mind the party planning as much as I might have, was because of that tie-in with her dad. But I'm just saying the fact that she didn't at first be like, well, I'll help because
Rachel, she knows how to party plan because she's a princess.
Yeah, does
this all the time because that's what royals do. They actually plan parties.
Yeah,
I'm sure some do. I'm sure some minor royals do. They have to get the guest list and stuff. But like, she's an heir to the throne. She ain't doing that.
Yeah,
but I will forgive that.
We got a lot of tropey scenes, like them going tree honey, and their banter back and forth. That she said,
I felt like that was a complete commercial, even though it wasn't. But I kind of felt like it was a commercial for the trees.
Because she gets a Balsam Hill.
Yeah, and I felt like I was like,
spruce.
Yeah, it felt kind of like a commercial. How they squeeze that stuff in, but not really. And I was like, okay, I don't know the difference between any pine tree. It's like, hey, this looks pretty, and then and then I regret it. Many times that has happened, I regret it. I don't know my differences in trees. I don't care.
Yeah. So she's told, just because I'm a princess doesn't mean I'm guaranteed a happily ever after. And they say, well, guaranteed is a strong word.
That's true.
So she's not guaranteed. And he is a wood carver. Like her dad. So you see that connection.
Of course.
Yeah. And they
have you ever known anybody who carved wood like that?
Not wood. I've known other art types of artisans. My sister-in-law has done other types of sculpture. I don't think she's ever done wood.
Never known anybody. I was like, I don't know. I know this exists, but I have I've never hey, let me just carve something magnificent from this little stub of wood. I've never come across that. I wish I did know somebody like that, but I never have known.
I think it would be the coolest thing to be able to make something out of nothing like that.
It's true.
You know what I mean? Like, I have no such skill.
Yeah, neither have I. But that would be awesome. And I was like, I need to widen my circle.
Granted, I have never tried to cultivate said skill, so it's not like
neither have I. No,
I haven't. But yeah, I have like I said, my sister-in-law, she's done other kinds of sculpture, but I don't think she's done wood, but I could be wrong. I'm not sure. She's very, very talented. But uh yeah, I mean, he was kind of a classic man of many jobs, your Hallmark type, kind of he's sort of good at everything and seems
Cowboy,
to
Rachel, cowboy.
never have like a real like job, but is always sort of there and
Well,
yeah,
I mean, his job is
cowboy
helping to run that ranch. He does
during
everything.
just during the holidays though, and he
Yeah.
seems to always
Well,
just be there. But
yeah, they open year round. Yeah,
I
right. They
mean, he
must
was
be.
just like very archetypal as far as like a Hallmark
Yeah,
comic,
of
I
course.
think.
Yeah, and put on
Hallmark
that
comic.
cowboy hat, and it'd be fine. Yeah.
And they they go shopping, and she gets a cowboy hat uh before they go Christmas they get the Christmas tree. She gets get a cowboy hat, and they have a pretty early almost kiss, and she tells him that she's a princess at this point, which I thought was nice that we didn't get
Yes.
that,
It's not
oh,
waited for the last 5 minutes.
yeah, and he's just like, okay, which I'm like, that was good.
There
I
was
like him.
there was also no reason to hide it plot wise. She wasn't hiding from anyone. She wasn't keeping a low profile. So there was
Yeah.
no reason for her not to be truthful.
Yeah. I mean, and she just says, oh, well, I was just here, to for a break to unwind. And so that's why I didn't say it at first. And he's
Yeah.
like, that totally makes sense, which is the logical response.
Yeah, right? You imagine being mad at somebody because they didn't tell you they were royal? I'd be like,
No, I
invite me
would
to your
not.
castle once in a while. I'm fine.
Yeah, any single royals out there,
Yeah,
I
man.
will not be offended.
Same.
Promise,
I'm
I'm
okay
ready
with
to
it, you
go.
know?
Yeah. He says your career doesn't define you, your character does. That was a nice
Yeah.
moment. I
Because
also
he
liked
was.
that he asked her out on a date to go on to that Festival of Lights, and that was sort of cute. And then when she asks him to the dance, that was also cute. Like a lot of times they sort of skip over those
Yeah.
date moments or
And yeah, and
flirty
he was like,
moments
"Ooh,
because
yeah," and he
they're just like working on planning something, so they don't have those like
right.
I love when they do that.
Yeah, and he was excited when she asked him. He was like, "Ooh,
Yeah,
that
it
means
was
Sadie
cute.
Hawkins
It was
danced." And she was
cute.
like, "What?" And I was like, "She's probably very used to because she has to be the one
Uh-huh.
uh, because she's a higher rank. She probably has to be the one who has to ask anybody out. You
Yeah.
just can't ask somebody,
So
in a society like that, to
do
go
you
out."
do you think that he really was homecoming king? Did
Rachel, of course he
he seemed like the
was.
popular, he seemed like he didn't
I
seem that
think so.
popular though.
I mean, he doesn't seem popular as an adult because he feels like a failure, but he was
He
in
peaked in high
sports.
school.
Yeah, he peaked in high school exactly because I loved it. He goes, he crashed out. I mean, he has sustained an injury during his training, so he didn't even really get to live the dream he wanted to. So yeah,
Yeah.
I believe he was homecoming king.
I'd like to take a second to thank our sponsor for this episode of the podcast. It's the good folks over at Uncommon Goods. Uncommon Goods makes holiday shopping stress-free and joyful with thousands of one-of-a-kind gifts you can't find anywhere else. Uncommon Goods looks for products that are high quality, unique, and often handmade or made in the US. Many are crafted by independent artists and small businesses, and because they're made in small batches, the best finds can sell out fast. So I recently placed an order with Uncommon Goods, and I got a robe that has hummingbirds on it, which is really, really cute. And then I got a savory and spicy maple sauce sampler. And so this has maple syrup that's flavoring barbecue sauces and sriracha and hot sauce and things like that. So a lot of fun, unique flavors. And so you can see that you can get a very wide variety of items. And with every purchase you make at Uncommon Goods, they give back $1 to a nonprofit partner of your choice. They've donated more than $3 million to date. So shop early, have fun, and cross some names off your list today. Get 15% off your next gift. Go to uncommongoods.com/Hallmarkies. That's uncommongoods.com/Hallmarkies for 15% off. Don't miss out on this limited time offer. Uncommon Goods, we're all out of the ordinary. So she's never heard of this homecoming thing. And I guess is homecoming an American thing? Homecoming?
I think
I have
so.
no idea. If you're international and you're listening, please let us know if homecoming is the thing where you're at. But
Well, my parents were immigrants, and whenever we'd watch something like that in movies or people talked about it, my mom goes, "It's such nonsense. We never did any of that." So I think it might be not maybe uniquely to us, but more of a
well,
kind of
here, according
tradition.
to the AI, I just looked up, homecoming is primarily an American
Mm.
tradition, but it has spread to other countries, particularly Canada.
Oh, that
So
makes sense. Yeah.
It sounds like it's a North
North
American
America. I mean, they
thing.
didn't even have that at my school in high school. They didn't
Oh,
have
they
any.
didn't have homecoming?
No, they had homecoming, but they didn't crown anybody king or queen or anything like
Oh,
that.
we
They
did.
just had a dance.
We had
Actually, we didn't have a dance, but I there were high schools that
oh,
had that.
we had homecoming and we had king and queen. Then we also had prom. But compared to out here in Utah, it's like out of control.
Yeah.
There's like a school dance every month. I swear there's so many. We had three. We had homecoming, we had prom, which was just for upperclassmen. Prom was not for the whole school. And then there was a winter formal, which was girls' choice, so Sadie Hawkins. That's it. We had three dances. Here, I'm not kidding. It seems like there's one every month.
I just remember when I was at school, it was prom, and that was it.
Yeah.
And my nephew,
But
I mean, he's
prom
a
is,
freshman, but he could. They had a home coming dance, and also
uh-huh.
like a rally, and they everyone was
But
invited to
prom is,
that. Yeah,
at least for us, it was only for upperclassmen. It
yeah.
wasn't
Prom is the
for
same for
school.
upperclassmen, but I don't remember any parties like that in school
Yeah.
whatsoever. But
Oh,
I know
really?
that people did it, but it wasn't just something that was done where I lived at the time. It's a bit
I
different now, but
I've said it many times on the podcast. So I went to homecoming and I've been to winter formal. I never went to prom because my junior year I got my appendix taken out the weekend of prom. So and then my family moved. So
I didn't either.
never
I
did
only went to
prom.
one prom, and that was my eighth grade prom.
Oh,
But
they had
like,
eighth grade prom?
yeah, we had a certain because our eighth grade was so miserable, they were so terrible. We got a lot of things taken away from us, but they did give us a dance party where we went to a restaurant, like to a hall, and
Mhm.
it didn't take place in school.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
that was the only thing I ever did because, I was like, I'm not going to pay just to go for myself. I didn't really have that many close friends who would go. So
Yeah.
any type of that stuff I never went to because one, I'm not a party person. So it was
Mhm.
never worth it to me. So I don't feel like I missed out at all.
Yeah.
It's just it wasn't my jam. But yeah.
I mean, I like parties and I like I enjoyed going to the formals and things, but it was more because I hate dancing. So it wasn't really the dancing, but it was the other stuff all around
Just
it
hanging
that
out with
I had fun.
friends too.
Yeah, that
Yeah.
was fun. So yeah, they have the dance. They uh she finds that card from her dad, which was very sweet. I liked that. And then I wrote down, I don't love her dress, the weird lace
Yeah, that
layers,
was weird.
red
But saying they enjoy it,
doilies.
do you know what it looked like? I don't know if anybody old enough, because I don't know if they still do this. But do you remember when they used to like make dolls with the doily dresses that you would put
Yeah.
cover the toilet paper in the bathroom for?
Yes.
You remember those
Yeah.
like elaborate toilet paper covers? I don't, and every time there were some people's houses where you knew that that was there,
It
so
just
they could
it
be fancy. That's what it reminded me of a little
yeah.
bit.
It just was weird.
Yeah.
I
I
just didn't
wonder if
like
people
it.
still have those. I don't think those are in any,
Yeah.
but they. I remember a friend of mine used to have one where the Barbie like a doll would come out like in the middle, and it would be covering the toilet paper, and it would be all like stitched out of yarn, like the fancy dress, and this was the most bizarre thing to see in a bathroom, But
Yeah.
that's what it reminded me
Yeah.
of.
But I did love that cranberry tiara. That was really
That was sweet. That was a nice
very,
look.
very
Yeah,
nice. I really enjoyed that. And
they put some
uh
effort into that. They did.
yeah, and so she makes the little girl and her dad the homecoming king and queen, which was
That's
very
sweet.
cute.
Yeah.
And she says, I want to be here. I want to be with you, but I can't abandon my duties. Being with you has freed me and changed me. And that's we get like a big kiss. Big kiss.
Yeah.
And I said weird song. So I was a little bit puzzled by the song.
Yeah,
choice,
it was
an
different. Interesting choice to add. I like the song in general, but it was an interesting choice to add that in. I do think it makes it stands out a little bit because of that. There were some interesting choices that they made to like kind of make this unique but yet familiar.
Yeah. And so then her red dress at the ceremony for the fourth Advent was way better. It was more of a cranberry color instead of the stark red. It just looked better on her. It was like way more flattering. Just liked it way better. And the whole idea of the last Advent calendar representing love was very sweet.
Yes, it was very
but I do agree it would have been better if she'd lit the candle and there he is.
It would have been more swoon-worthy than him like, oh, I gotta go feed my horse and she's there, in a barn. I mean, I guess that's their future. For all 5 years. It's 5.5 years.
Her sister is going to rule.
Of course she
is. She's going to rule. But I guess she'll probably still be a working royal. I don't know how
is she gonna be a working royal when she has to work all day long on that ranch? She gave up that life.
I don't know how strict things are in Zolarnia,
right. What's her assistant gonna do? Is he still gonna be her assistant? I don't know if he wants that. I love how the queen was like, well, you're American, and he's like, I don't know anything. He's so funny. He's like, that ain't, I might be American, but that ain't me. What I love too?
I guess she would probably not be able to be there enough in Zolarnia to be able to keep up her responsibilities. But
Rachel, I guarantee you in their whole entire, I'm clocking this relationship as 5.5 years before she quits it. We'll never travel to that country. Yeah. I will. Should
that be a new criteria in our Hallmark channel? Like we give it so many crowns, but we also give it a projected relationship.
Yeah, I don't think that's gonna last. Yeah,
I mean, I don't disagree.
I feel like she did more of the work in that relationship than he did. Like put an effort and like go fly over there. Those last minute unbelievable things are fun to see in like a romance and stuff. But he put no effort. She just pops up. He didn't work at all that hard.
It's fair.
It is Warren Christie. I mean, how hard does the man have to work, right? Let's be honest.
Well, so what would you give it out of 5? How low are you going to be? 5 crowns.
Believe it or not, I'd probably, even though I disliked it, I would give it 3. Because I don't think it's a bad looking movie. I like the actors. It has some moments to it.
Yeah.
But I just don't personally like it. But I'm not going to be like so vicious of it and go, no, it's 1 crown. There were elements. I can see why people are going to love this movie. It just didn't work for me.
Fair enough. I think I give it a 3.5. It's not top tier, but I thought it was enjoyable. And
nothing's going to beat Crown for Christmas, though. Let's be real.
Yeah, that's an all-timer. We all know
that is a marriage a relationship that lasted till this day, Rachel. I think they're very happy. Oh, I should go back and rank with the Hallmark whose relationship works.
Yeah, that's a good idea, actually. If we didn't, let us know if you would like that. If you'd like us to do one of our ranking episodes where we give our top 10 couples that we think will make it. Will last.
Oh, because I'll tell you one thing that what's that one with Lacey Chabert did it where she gets married and Jane Seymour's the mom. I don't know if that relationship is still on today.
I don't see that one.
I don't see that.
I mean, and some of my favorite Hallmark movies, I'm like, I don't know even though I love the movie, I don't know. Like I was thinking about that with it's not one of my favorites, but I do like it. Is that Unexpected Holiday one, the one with Tyler and Bethany Joy.
Yeah, because they're already broken up to begin with.
I don't think
I feel like a second.
That relationship's not lasting long. I don't think.
I love Dirty Dancing, but I'm like eventually that went south. Yeah. Like when it's fine in a movie, but you think
that's why it was so stupid when they're in the revival when they
who's that? Yeah. Oh. That I'll never
have them come back together. No, this is supposed to be a coming of age story.
I've never seen my sister so angry, Rachel, like over watching something, and she was like, "What is this?"
It's not supposed to be her lifelong love. It's supposed to be this thing that makes her become a woman. It's a coming of age.
So
story.
foolish. And she's married with a kid, and he's on Broadway. Oh, like my sister's like,
Yeah,
that's
that
not
was
forever
so
love. Get out of here.
that was so stupid. That was so stupid. I give that
Uh,
one crown. That remake was really
Ain't
bad.
nobody remember that exists.
Yeah, that's true. Uh
We'd like to take a second and thank our sponsor for this episode of the podcast. It's the Hallmarkies merch store.
Are you looking for that perfect gift for the postable, Hardy, or Hallmarky in your life?
What about getting that t-shirt or hoodie that will help you stand out at your next holiday party?
Now is the time to check out the Hallmarkies merch store.
Full of festive designs by artists like Jessica Miller, Carrie from Hallmark Comics, and more.
You can even have more than just shirts, but totes, cell phone cases, notebooks, mugs, and more.
And it isn't just Hallmark. We have designs for Anna Green Gables, Man from Snowy River, The Nanny, and more.
Every purchase at the merch store goes to help support the podcast and allows us to make the great content you know and love.
There are frequent sales, so go to tpublic.com/stores/hallmarkies or see the link in the description.
That's tpublic.com/stores/hallmarkies.
all
Anyway.
right, let's talk about a Christmas angel match. And this is two Christmas angels with opposite styles must unite soulmates before the holiday while dealing with department downsizing and their own unexpected connection. This is director Christy Wolf. It stars Megan Ori, Benjamin Ayers, and I really enjoyed this movie. I thought
I
it
enjoyed it
was
too.
very funny. I thought the whole world building was fresh and funny and delightful. I mean, they like theologically, I'm thinking like, what's going on? And the fact that you'd have downsizing of angels,
not even in heaven, Rachel. Can you catch? They're complaining about downsizing, losing jobs, talking about what's on social media, and I'm like, even in heaven, you can't rest from all this stuff.
We were texting back and forth as we were watching this one, and I was like, I would think that angels would be the one place that capitalism, we wouldn't need capitalism in the world of angels.
But no. But Rachel, these angels were never had human lives, correct? That was my take on it.
Yeah,
okay,
that
all right.
I was confused about that as well.
Yeah.
But they do have a line where they say that what was the line? That this is why they were made or something like that.
Yeah, so I was like, okay, like 'cause at first I was confused a little bit, and then I was like, okay, we get it.
Because this is not like some angels, it's treated. Yeah, they are born angels. Their entire existence is to help others.
Yeah.
So yeah, because some angels are it's like a step in their.
Yes, it's a step into afterlife,
and then once they finish being an angel, then they move on to the next step. But that's not the case here. These are
which is nice.
They're just
which is also
angels, I guess.
which is, and they deserve love too, I guess, which is at the a message of that.
We were kind of joking about that. If
my God, if you get divorced, what happens?
If there's angelic marriage in this world, is there angelic divorce?
I mean, like, what's going to happen? Who gets blamed? Who doesn't get invited to the parties in the angel? Do you lose your job and your position? Oh, do you lose your wings if you get divorced? I mean,
but in my opinion, all of those things just made it delightfully bonkers. It was really funny, and I don't know. I just thought it was very fresh and very creative, and
it was cute. What irritated me at first a little bit was the trope of, oh, he's just a fun, loving guy, and she's a tightly wound woman who needs to learn to let go. And I'm like, oh, I always hate that trope because it's always the woman and this is in a lot of Hallmark movies, especially the older ones. It's always the woman who's got to learn.
I mean, it's kind of the flip of the Manic Pixie Dream Girl.
Yes.
Like the Manic Pixie Dream Girl, is trying to get the stuffy man to wind down and take life less seriously and be open to fun things and exist solely to sort of reform the male character, whereas like that's kind of the flip of that. So you have the male character and you have the ice queen of business kind of and you do sort of see that a lot, and I could see that they kind of work around that because they
eventually it softens her. they do soften the characters. They start to soften them, and then it sort of gradually, they learn from each other, and it gradually moves on for that. So I was very grateful for
Uh-huh.
that.
Yeah. I mean, it's interesting that this would come out this weekend when there was also Good Fortune that came out and into the theaters, which is also about angels and
Right,
everything with
yeah,
Keanu Reeves and we were talking about it because we were thinking of doing a ranking, but there are a lot more
so many.
angel, even in feature films, there are a lot more
Yeah.
angel movies than you think.
A lot of them holiday related, but there are so many
Yeah.
on
There
TV. Like I was like, it's
because
crazy.
obviously everybody thinks of It's a Wonderful Life, but
Right. I
of
immediately thought of that. But even if you think of
course,
non-holiday, there is
yeah,
like, you know,
more than there's more than I would have thought at first when and then I was like, yeah, it's an interesting little like mini subtrope
yeah.
that they have. And let us know if you'd like an angel ranking. Let's see here. What did I put in my list? Oh yeah, angels. So I've got angels in the outfield. Always. That's about an angel. Audrey Hepburn
Yeah.
is an angel. You have City of Angels. You have Heaven Can Wait. Here Comes Mr. Jordan, which is the same thing as Heaven Can Wait. You have Michael, written by Nora Ephron.
Mm-hmm. John Travolta,
A
right?
lot of people, yeah, a
Yeah.
lot of people forget that Nora Ephron. Mr. Destiny, uh, and now this Good Fortune, All Dogs Go to Heaven. That's about a dog angel. So hey, why not?
My mom
Um,
did believe that. She's like, there's no pets in heaven. And I used to be like, wouldn't that be boring if we don't have our pets up in there? That's my take. And
yeah,
when, some people believe that, some people don't, however it is. But I thought, it's kind of boring if we don't have pets,
yeah.
right? Or animals in general.
Hmm. Yeah, I mean, my religion has sort of a different view on angels than traditional Christianity, and just our ideas of the afterlife are a little different. But we kind of believe that. I mean, maybe this would be too much of a wormhole, but um, we believe that you'll continue working kind of on the relationships and on things. Like I don't think that our vision of the afterlife is that different than like life on Earth, but it's just like you're just sort of sorted into um your where you will be most comfortable as
Hmm.
far as your you know how you behaved and what you've done and things like that. But I don't think that we necessarily think that it's going to we certainly don't think it's going to be like clouds and butterflies and like that kind of a thing. Like
I think that's more of a visual concept people came up with
yeah.
to like, to make to entertain people because
Mhm.
no one has a real clear picture of that. I don't think we're going to be walking up on clouds. I mean, it's interesting
Yeah,
to look at, but like, I
right.
mean, I don't know.
In fact,
Um,
you all should check out. We did me and Thaddeus a couple of years ago. We did an episode that was really fun on the very first ever Hallmark Christmas movies, and one of them is called The Littlest Angel, and it's bonkers and
those were
wild.
Hallmark Hall of Fame,
It-
right?
yes,
Yeah.
yes. We did. It was Littlest Angel. We did this one. Yeah, The Littlest Angel, Have I Got a Christmas for You, which is all about uh since the Jewish it's about these Jewish characters that uh help run the jobs of the Christian characters so that they can to have Christmas since it's not that they celebrate. And anyway, it's actually pretty cute and fun. And then uh Stubby's Stubby Pringle's Christmas. There's those three. And The Littlest Angel is really bonkers. It's quite funny. And
Yeah. See, I like an angel movie. Like, if you're gonna have fun with it, have it be a little bonkers, have it be
yeah,
creative. Like, there was a lot of like visually all of them in
it's
white or
it's
like
got
gold
Fred
in heaven. Yeah, and
it's
like,
got Fred Gwynn and Cab Calloway and Tony Randall in it.
oh wow.
Yeah. uh, But yeah, they didn't do it as if, because like the beginning of The Littlest Angel, like this is a little child that dies, so it's pretty traumatic. But
Yeah.
this, they'd always been born angels.
Yeah. I kind
So
of like
that's
that. It's like
interesting.
a new,
Yeah,
I
it's
love that the
interesting.
world of wherever they were at, heaven or whatever, it was all white, all gold, like
Yeah.
it looks
And
like clouds. And I think they
uh,
had fun with the design of it.
yeah, and I thought it was really clever that they had them in charge of being Christmas matchmakers.
Right.
That was clever. It was a good idea. And so they're sort of watching and seeing, and they're like some good old fashioned banter going on there. And the big difference between their styles is that she is concerned about a real lasting love, and
Right.
he just wants them to have fun, just wants
Right.
everything to be fun. And I loved when he said there's a special shout out to the Valentine's and Hallows Eve angels for their valiant
That
attempt,
was
but it is the Christmas Connection angels that
Now we need movies like that. We need a sequel with the same setup, but from like, for Valentine's Day. Cause yeah, all the Cupid angels. That would even be fun if they had something like that,
yeah,
in
the
the same sort of
Valentine's
setup.
angels.
Yeah.
That'd be
Ugh.
hilarious. The Christmas angels are the best in the biz, which that
Ooh,
would
and
make
Rachel.
total sense.
Right. And in May, December, romance going on here. Because she
It
was a
would have been
lot
funny.
older than him.
It would have been, yes, it would have been funny if they had like had talked about Clarence the angel, or like the
Oh,
angel
kind of wink
from
wink.
Bishop's
Yeah.
wife, that could have been a fun thing. But um so they
Well,
end up
I don't
getting
know.
back.
Clarence really had to he messed up a lot. That was his last. Like he's lucky he did everything right
Yeah.
because Clarence was on his last straws to get his wings up.
Well, see, that's the funny thing about it in this movie, Good Fortune, is that he thinks that if he gives the the character, if he gives him wealth and money, he'll realize how shallow and
Yeah, and
superficial it
instead
is.
now that
And
is the best. When I saw that in
he's
the trailer, I was like, of
yeah.
course his life is so much better.
Yeah, he's like, I thought that it would realize him that isn't the solution to all his problems. He's like, but it
But
realized
it
it
is.
was the
It
solution to
was.
most of his problems. That
Because
was
I'll tell you,
funny.
if I ran into I could never be happy again if I had so much money, but I would be fine because I'd be
Uh-huh.
like, I'll be fine if I get hurt. I'll have financial stability. It will help
Yeah.
me. Unfortunately, it would.
Yeah. And so they have a big mistake at Cloud Command. They've given him the same couple to be working on.
Hmm.
And
Well, I mean, in hindsight, was it a mistake?
we'll
Because
see.
Gabriel's doing his
You're
own
right.
thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because Gabriel is trying to we learn the big
Yeah.
reveal, the big twist is that they were Gabriel's match.
Yeah. See, even the boss still has to hustle and
Even the
work.
boss, it's true.
Woo.
I mean, you get the impression that this is a unique thing, that if it had never happened before, that angels
It must have
aren't
happened at
normally
some time.
matched.
Yeah, it must have happened before at some point.
Mm-hmm.
But
I
yeah,
mean, we don't even know how angels are brought. I mean, are they just
right,
sort of
because
created
who
out of
does
nothing?
head? Yeah, because they're like, is that Cloud Command? I mean, you would
Do you
assume
have
that.
angel children? I mean, there's all kinds of questions that I
Oh,
have about
it's
this.
so true. I got more questions than
The
answers.
lore going on here is
And at the end of the day, you don't really need to.
no,
We're
you
just
don't.
dissecting because I sat there for a while and I'm like, how would this
It-
work? Where do they live, Rachel? We never got to
yeah,
see where
where
they
do they
live.
live?
You know?
It just was funny to me. Like it was bonkers in the right ways and funny to me. But yeah, she's 587 and he's 97.
Yeah. So whoo.
So
You get it,
yeah.
girl. You know what I also loved about this movie? Where she's very stickler and she's never drank the hot cocoa. And
Yeah.
that final moment where she breaks down to get the hot cocoa and she talks, with the lady and she never drinks the hot cocoa.
Yeah, she never
She never
does.
even touched it. So this whole time movie, no, she never drank that cocoa. She didn't go beyond that rule. She wasn't gonna break it.
So I guess, yeah, and I guess they don't have to eat angels in this
But they look so good, Rachel, because
that would help.
they don't have to count calories. I mean, could you imagine you're an angel and you still have to count calories? I'm
Well,
like, why am I here? Like, help me
I
out.
laughed at that yoga scene. That was so
Oh,
funny.
that was ridiculous.
Oh, it was
And
hilarious.
I agree with you. It was ridiculous and it was funny. And he obviously does not know what he's doing.
Because he doesn't follow Hark, which is like the system for they call them tender hearts. That's what they call humans, tender hearts, which I thought was whoever wrote this, they really did I think a clever job. There was a lot, but tender hearts and Hark is like the system for tender heart management. He doesn't follow it. He is a rule breaker.
Yeah, he's only skimmed the rule book.
But she has a legacy of soulmate matches, but not him. No. She wants a layered, nuanced connection. And she's not only working on the match between these two on Earth, but also the grandpa and grandma.
Right. Wait, so I found that funny that it didn't matter if like the angels had to put people together and she's looking for the soulmates to have the forever love and he's basically just hooking people up. And I thought that was funny. You know, like
it was hilarious.
That
he doesn't follow Hark.
No, he's like, no, it's just people hook up and have fun. Like, because she even mentions like your couples don't stay together. And I was like,
and she fails at first because like she gives him a puppy and he's like very allergic.
Oh no, because he ruined her he ruined her meet cute, which is like always the accidents with spilling the coffee. She goes, that's classic. It's kind of a wink wink to all these movies. Which if you think about it, that's how the movie starts off. He bumps into her in a coffee in heaven. And
but then he's allergic to the dog. And
oh boy, that was hysterical.
Yeah.
She's like, because of budget cuts, she couldn't get cats. And she goes, I couldn't get cats because of the budget cuts. And he was like, it matters in price. And she's like, yeah, it does. Like, and I was like, they even have to deal with money.
So I was a little bit confused. Why were they in trouble? They were lying about Daisy and Patrick. Oh, it was because they were doing like the karaoke and they were like, we're Daisy and Patrick.
Yeah, to try to get them to come up and meet. Yeah.
But that was enough to get them reprimanded. You cannot lie.
Yeah, and they were on a time crunch too. So they were desperate.
World. And so he has to turn his wings.
Well, no, he gives up his wings because he takes responsibility because it was him who knocked that guy over. Like, because lying, he takes responsibility and he turns in his wings, but he's given 2 feathers, which again, I thought was very creative. I loved the world building, even if it's full of holes and is bonkers. I thought that was really fun. And it's hard to do something that feels fresh and new and creative. And I thought they did a good job. So he's got 2 feathers that give him 2 chances to be on Earth. And he uses the first one to go down and talk with her and hang out. She says, I just can't believe Michael would betray me like that. Oh yeah, because of course, classic misunderstanding.
Yeah,
you overhear something from like a mile away.
Yeah, why would he tell Gabriel everything was my fault? And then they both end up meeting at church, which of course, I mean, that's where the angels are going to want to hang out.
Right.
Church. And then that's
to
where
avoid
she
him
finds
and
out.
That's so funny.
He finds out
she notices him.
He took responsibility for everything and gave the wings. And we find out that Patrick, one of the Tenderhearts, that he has developed a Christmas tree that doesn't shed. So that's
crazy. He's going to make so much money. They're going to be so rich.
And
that's if the big corporations let him succeed, though, Rachel. We don't know.
But they meet cute with the trees and everything. And
do you think that because at the end, when they meet up and they're successful and they're like, we did it. I was like, what did you do? They just met really going over
They
to
just
the
they just staged a lot of meet cutes. They really did.
that
It's
failed. And
true.
at the end, they just met themselves and were like, hey, and there you
I
go.
mean,
So
they were probably more effective at getting the grandparents together.
yes, that's true.
So
That was the accident.
that's probably
Yeah,
how they would have met in real life is through,
exactly. So it's
through the
like
grandparents.
they tried way too hard, Rachel.
And so then they have everybody's dancing, and then Monica leaves. That's Megan Ori's character's name, Monica. And there's like a snowball fight, and he's like, I feel like butterflies.
Yeah, because she was like, "Is this what I feel? Butterflies or whatever."
Yeah.
Because she's so like not human, you know. She can't relate to
And
all those things.
and then and then Gabriel comes and tells him that you were my ultimate match. And she says, I didn't think it could happen as angels, but Gabriel knew better. And
Mm. This was a much better movie than her last year's Christmas movie that she did.
yeah, yeah.
It was all that fakery. I would have punched him
Oh
in the
yeah.
face. Like
Yeah.
absurd.
It was kind of fun that she was there with her husband.
Yeah, sure.
Acting
That
husband,
aside, but the whole plot of like
yeah,
lying about all that and that being part of the,
I
I don't know.
agree. And I do think that this is the best, it might be the best movie that Christopher Wolf has ever made. I mean, it's way better than her last bunch. So that's
I
exciting
was
for
looking
her.
and I was like, there are some that there's some that I like, and I was like, yeah, I think this one like fully works, like
Yeah.
from start
I've
to
had
finish.
I've had ones that I enjoy, but she's kind of had a rough run. And like the last one that I enjoyed Chasing Waterfalls, and that would be 2021. That would be but I love Christy. She's super sweet lady, very nice. But this is definitely her best movie in a long time.
She works a lot too with Megan Ori.
Yeah, the
And I
last
think
three
I
movies she's done.
I did like the one where she was a personal shopper, that one that they did together. I
Except
didn't
for
think that one.
she should have been an elf. All her
Yes.
behavior was like an
Yeah.
elf.
But that one wasn't that bad. I read somewhere, and I could be completely wrong, but I thought that Megan Ori also had somewhat of an idea for this or a
Oh, really?
concept for
I
this
believe
movie,
it.
and they worked together on it. But
Mm,
I can't be 100, I'm not positive. I swore I read it somewhere. I
yeah.
can't remember
It
where.
doesn't have the writers listed on IMDb.
Yes, and I
So
don't remember looking to see who wrote it when the credits were rolling up.
I thought it was fun. What do you think of that kiss at the end? It was like, I mean, I guess they don't want to have them like making out because they're angels, but
I
it
mean,
was
would they
like
even know what they're doing?
it was such a like it was the safest kiss I think in the history of Hallmark. It was
But it
like a
matched their
little
characters
peck.
because
It
they
was
don't, yeah, they don't really know. Like this is a first for them as well. So
I guess, yeah.
they're
But
babies,
it made me
Rachel, in a
laugh.
sense.
It made
Yeah.
me laugh. So yeah, I really enjoyed this one. I thought it was very fun,
I do. I
very
was a little worried at
bonkers.
first, but it won me over. I
Mhm.
enjoyed it.
So what do you give it out of five? 5 crowns.
I'll give it a 3.5.
Okay. I mean, I would give it like
Mm,
a 4.25 just for the originality.
I
I
don't know.
liked all of the actors in
Maybe I'll just
this.
give it a 4. I mean, it's kind of, I hate rating things like that, giving numbers. I never know. I never know what's good enough or not. Yeah, 4. Yeah, I
Yeah.
agree.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, let us know what you think of these movies. Did you think it was a strong weekend, a strong start for Hallmark?
So curious to see what the
Yeah.
ratings will be too.
Yeah. Let us know what you think in the comment section or on Twitter. And Terry, where can people find you?
I'm at Twitter at Flurry Heaven.
Great. And you can find me at Rachel's Reviews, all over social media, iTunes, YouTube, and on Rotten Tomatoes. And I have been doing every Friday, I have been guesting for the last 3 or 4 months on KSL Movie Show here in Utah. And anybody can listen to it if you just look up KSL Movie Show. And you can find out my thoughts on things like Good Fortune, like we talked about. And I really, really appreciate any support over there because it's been a dream come true for me to be able to, talk about movies for a job is like been a dream. And I just love the movie show my whole life. So really cool. So I appreciate y'all checking that out. And we'll have a playlist with all of our 2025 Christmas content, and we've got more previews coming up. We already had our everything else preview. We had our Hallmark preview. We've got Up TV coming. That's already been recorded. We've got Lifetime that's going to be recorded this week. Preview. So we've got lots of fun content coming your way, plus interviews and other fun holiday coverage. Nobody will cover the Christmas season like we will. So you definitely want to make sure that you are following the podcast. And Terry, where can people find you?
I'm at Twitter at Flurry Heaven.
Great. And then make sure you're following the podcast, the Hallmarkies Pod, Hallmarkies Podcast. And if you are listening on iTunes, please leave your ratings and reviews. We'd really appreciate that. And if you're listening on YouTube, please give the video a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel. It would really, really help us if we can get past that 10K. That would be very exciting. So if you are listening on YouTube, please like and subscribe. And then we have our Patreon group, which is the biggest way you can support everything that we're doing. We have monthly activities. We have a chance to interact with talent. We have our bonus episodes, lots of fun stuff. So check out the Patreon. And then we have the merch store where we have tons of fun holiday inspired designs. So take a look at that. And thanks so much, everybody. We'll talk to you later. Bye.
Bye.